What do you think is the fastest growing sport in the UK? Football, rugby, cricket? No, it's paddle. And paddle is a racket-based sport. And it's been widely reported as the fastest growing sport in the UK, as it's taken the country by storm. Paddle, as we know it today, was invented in 1969 in Mexico. Since then, it has surged around the world. It has become the second most popular sport in Spain, ranking behind football. Paddle is a key part of the racket sport family, but how does it differ to the more well-known tennis?
There's not much difference between tennis and paddle because the court is very similar, even in size. The only thing is that you're always inside the court, and obviously because you have a wall and a fence, the ball stays in the game more often, it just doesn't go away. So it's a mixture between paddle and squash in a way that you have a glass around you, but the scoring system is the same as tennis. Sort of the shots are the same as tennis: volleys, overheads, drop shots, underarm serve. So if you're coming from tennis, you'll pick up the game like straight away.
Tennis, I would say, is probably a little bit more skillful. Tennis is, in my opinion, one of the hardest sports in the world to master. But with paddle, it's, like I say, the word accessible is a really good word for paddle because it is a bit easier, but there's also more variation in what type of shots you play. It's more about tactics, not just about pure power, which I think is why, you know, mixed paddle is good, men and women together, and kids and everyone together. You can play it with anyone. It's brilliant.
As you can tell, a paddle ball and a tennis ball seem very similar, but there's two key differences. First of all, a paddle ball is quite a bit smaller than a tennis ball, and second of all, it's got a lot less pressure, so that means it bounces lower than a regular tennis ball, but they still bounce quite high. But the burning question is, why is paddle so popular? Well, I've come to my local facility in Southampton at Paddle Stars to exactly find out why this sport has taken the country by storm. The Paddle Stars Paddle Centre, located in the outskirts of Southampton, was opened towards the end of last year. The facility has 2 outdoor courts and 4 courts situated indoors, which aims to provide paddle accessibility to locals all year round, no matter the weather. The club's head coach and assistant centre manager, Carlos Essential, plays a huge role in helping the facility to run on a daily basis.
It's twofold, helping managing the club and helping managing the coaching program. But we're just so busy between being on court, organising mix-ins, doing lessons, and helping with inquiries and people coming through the door, walk-ins. It is quite a busy centre. I used to play tennis at an amateur level. I used to play a lot of tennis. But once I tried paddle on a trip to Portugal on holiday, I just got hooked to it. And it's just like, I found it that it's a much better game, more social, more fun. I think of it like the golf of the racket sports because it's always for people, very sociable. People generally have a drink after, and it was just no-brainer for me to just fall in love with it. I've been playing paddle for quite a few years, and a while back I saw Paddle Stars was looking for someone to join the team. I was looking to get into coaching in sports, and so there was an opportunity for me to start with them, getting my coaching qualification. I used to be a member of another club in the area in Winchester, and I used to know all the players there. And since we've opened here, I must say 95% of the people coming through have never played there. So it's like new people to the sport, and people that found out about paddle on a holiday, and because we're the first centre in Southampton, we're the best place to play.
Bristol, known for its culture, its art, its history, but it's maybe less known for being the home of the biggest paddle centre in the United Kingdom, Rocket Paddle. Built in 2023, this centre is home to 12 panoramic courts and 2 single courts.
Every single evening, weekday, 5 o'clock onwards, we're fully booked. Biggest centre in the UK this is actually, so all 14 courts absolutely booked every single weekday from 5 PM onwards. And then at the weekends, obviously that switches round, busier in the day, quieter in the evenings.
With a lot of bookings every evening and a number of new beginners on the rise, it means the centre's head coach, Joanne, stays very busy.
Every day or every week we
Really?
have the introduction to paddle, so we got new people trying the sport, and most of them stay with us playing paddle or go to other centers, but I'm sure that most of them play again after the introduction. I was a football player first, and then I had some friends who played tennis, so I never really liked paddle. It's like tennis is a beginning sport, but at some point I needed to play paddle with my friends because they were missing one, and that's how it really all started. They were missing one, so I was kind of forced into play. I played for the first time and I really loved it, and I fell in love, and from there I keep playing and getting coaching until get to this level, to this point.
Coaching is just one of many important roles within the paddle scene, but one crucial role off the court is hosting the customers.
So we can run anything from our social sessions, making coffees, pouring pints, generally just kind of checking people in, just general responsibilities, cleaning, etc.
Aside from hosting an impressive 14 paddle courts, Rocket Paddle Bristol features changing facilities, a shop and a social area, allowing customers to mingle and relax after working up a sweat on the court. Many paddle players, including both beginners and those who are more advanced, claim that a social side of paddle is what drew them to the sport.
It's nice to have a hobby, you know, something that's like consistent and fun when you can play with friends. It's a great facility and it's a great new sport, and you can see why it's growing so fast.
Everyone goes on about how addictive it is. It's just the most addicting sport out there at the moment. It's so addicting. I think people like it's a team sport. You play with a partner, but it's also a little bit competitive, but it's also social aspect. It's just a good mix. Everyone stays around for a pint or a coffee after. Just this morning we had a morning social, so 20 people mixing around every 15 minutes, and they all stay for a coffee after. It's a brilliant environment.
Because it's a 4-people game, you always have that social part of it, and also because we organise a lot of mix-ins, we organise tournaments, lessons, and because the game itself get a lot of people together, that makes it like easy to become social. And then obviously facilities where people can sit around after having a drink, have a coffee, and just have a good time when they come to a club and they feel welcomed.
As well as the social side of paddle, the accessibility of the sport helps entice people of all sporting abilities to pick up a paddle racket and give it a swing.
The courts aren't cheap, but because there's well, we play with 5 rotations, so they're quite hard to book, but we've got like a system now. Every sport's expensive to play with, so it's just really easy, like anyone can pick it up. You don't need to be like really good at any other racket sport.
It's so easy to start with. The entry level compared to tennis is so low. Any person could come here for the first time, never played, and within the first hour of a lesson, they'll be rallying, having some fun. Tennis, before you can even start getting the swing right, it takes so many lessons, so it takes longer to get into the game in tennis, as in here, anyone from any sport can start playing and having fun.
Tennis is very difficult, especially because serving is quite difficult. Here the server is underarm, the court is much more smaller.
Tennis, a little bit maybe elitist, like when you get to a good level, it's hard to find a lot of games. With paddle, you can just jump on the court with anyone and just have a knock really, and you can have it really competitive or just nice and friendly.
It's great for families. You always have families playing because you can always scale it, and it's really easy to start with, difficult to master.
Paddle's popularity continues to soar, with facilities, accessibility and socialisation all being key factors to its growth. Sport England statistics revealed that over 50,000 people played the sport at least once in 2023. Those associated with paddle believe that its growth in popularity will continue to increase in years to come.
Booming, absolutely booming. I've only worked here for 3 months. Rocket itself has been here for 2 years. They said the first year was quite quiet, but it's kind of been booming the last 12 months, and really seeing it this year. January, February, record-breaking months. So yeah, very, very busy.
I can't see any reason why we'd stop. It's a good place to stay fit and to see friends.
The rise is certainly exponential at the moment. If you see the amount of courts we had, 5 years ago to what we have now, it's really growing at a rapid pace, especially indoor courts, which is the way forward, because before it used to be like seasonal. People had some outdoor courts every now and then, so people were really playing in the summer, almost like cricket. But now with the surge of the indoor courts, it's an all year round sport. You can play in all weather, and people are really getting into it.
One of the biggest aspirations of the paddle community is to help the sport qualify to be included in the Olympic Games.
And obviously you still need to hit certain criteria with, certain amount of federations playing, certain amount of players, but it is on the trajectory where it could easily get there, because obviously it has 50% more players than squash is worldwide.